Good morning. So we've come to the coastal village of Pennan in Aberdeenshire. Join me on a coastal walk. This is a one-take video. So we're going to start by walking down this rather large hill. It's a calm morning here today. It's probably about 10 degrees. Let me show you the view, which we're going to walk down to in a minute. It's not for the faint-hearted, this hill, if you're driving down. I've parked at the top. I've cycled it once, and believe me, it's not an easy cycle back up. We've got the gorse flowers on the hills. We're heading down towards the harbour. Slightly overcast this morning. So I went to New Aberdeenshire Beach last week for a walk, so that's on the channel as well for you to enjoy. That's a 45-minute walk. This is very steep. I don't know if you can see the steepness on the camera or not, but what have we got down here? So we've got some water going down into the harbour. As I say, you see a lot of very polished videos on YouTube, but this is not about that. It's about a gentle walk, so you can come along with me, and it's all in real time as I experience it. It's a lovely little place. You have to be really careful driving down here. Just let me show you this hill. So it's a little bit of a blind hill coming back up. Let's move you around. So we've got cottages overlooking the sea. Beautiful. So this part of the harbour and the sea wall was destroyed in the 1950s, and a lot of the houses were basically condemned. So they built this harbour wall here to protect it. Often in winter time you get a lot of storms here, and you get stones and rocks washed up all the way up to the houses along here. So what we'll do is we'll take a walk to the end. A lot of these places now are holiday cottages. There's not that many people who actually live here full time now. And it's certainly a good place to put your washing out on the line with the northeast wind. You got a beautiful view. It's a little bit overcast this morning. And it's actually surprisingly not windy. It's pretty calm. This place can get seriously windy in the winter months. Behind us we have the cliffs, which are over 400 million years old by all accounts. Let's take you down to the end of the village. It's only a small village. Down here you have accommodation that used to be used in World War I, and it was moved to Pennan after the war. So this was accommodation in World War I and is now used as a village hall. And in the winter months you have Coastal Cuppy, which is a lady who sells coffees and cakes, and I would most definitely recommend it. It's very, very nice. So it's a rocky, shingly beach here. So let me give you the view of the village from this end. Let's take a walk down here. So Pennan is known for the film Local Hero, which was a film set in 1983, and it was about oil-rich Americans looking to create a refinery here in Pennan. And the story is that they wanted to make the villagers millionaires. I won't tell you too much about the story because it is a really good film to watch. So I do recommend that film for you guys to watch. I'll link it in the YouTube description. So we're going to take a walk down into the village and show you a few other things. As I say, this is kind of like a one-take video, so it's not perfect, but I prefer the rawness and the authenticity of making videos in one take, because it kind of shows people what I'm seeing at the time, as opposed to highly polished edited shots. I've also got my drone with me, so I'm going to get the drone up in a bit. I'd make a drone video, so that will be on the channel as well. If you have a look under the playlist drone videos under my profile on YouTube, then you'll see all my drone videos. There's some fantastic places in the northeast to get the drone up and get some cracking footage. So we're just walking down towards the Pennan Inn, which a lot of the film Local Hero was filmed in. It's pretty tight to get your car down here sometimes, so if you come down here, just be mindful. So yeah, these cliffs are about 400 million years old, and the locals used to mill them, the stone. There's some beautiful coloured buildings here as well. Can you see the colours? I don't want to be too obtrusive, but some beautiful colours. So what a nice spot just to have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and enjoy the views. At high tide in the winter, the waves are massive here, so the water literally sprays right over the wall here onto the road. Morning.
Morning.
So here you have the Pennan Inn hotel and restaurant, so they do some really nice seafood here, all locally caught food. So I'd definitely recommend people go to the Pennan Inn if you ever visit here. And then here we have the famous telephone box, which was used in the film Local Hero. So I would recommend you go and watch that film. I'll leave a link to more information about the film in the video's description. So we're just going to take a walk through to the harbour now. Morning. So Pennan used to be heavily dependent on the fishing industry, and the last boat which finished fishing in the harbour was in 2016. So before the use of cars, people used to come down the hill by foot, maybe by horse, but in winter months they were cut off for a long period, and they relied heavily on the sea to bring in supplies. So as you can see, these cliffs, they used to mill them and get the stone from them, and then what they used to have to do was basically carry the stones up. They used to wheel the stones up to the top of the hill up there, and it was back-breaking work. And then they used to deliver them to the local villages. Same as with the fish. So you used to have fishwives who used to clamber up to the top and then walk significant distances to deliver their catch. It's such a beautiful place, Pennan is. I'd highly recommend it. What's down here? Let's have a look. I don't want to fall in. Let's take a walk along the harbour. So as you can see the cliffs there as we walked down earlier. Some beautiful little cottages here. Let's take a walk down here and have a look at some of the signs. Yeah, so also if you're in the area, head to New Aberdawa, which is about a 10-minute drive away. You can get tea and coffee served at New Aberdawa Church. It's a nice little village. And you have the old harbour office. I don't know if this is still used. I think it probably is. Yes, it is. It is. I hope you're enjoying the video. So I post videos about day in the life on our Aberdeenshire croft. So we moved up here in 2019. We've got 5 horses, 3 cats and a rescue dog, Freya, who's particularly popular on the channel. So we do day in the life videos, and then I also make videos around the coast and the countryside of Aberdeenshire. I moved up here in 2019 from Coventry, so it's a far cry from where we used to live. Let me show you the view from here. As I say, it's not super polished videos, this one. It's more about a walk in a stunning place, and I just wanted to show you my point of view on the walk, just to give you a few ideas for places to visit in Aberdeenshire, Scotland. So we're just walking along the harbour. So I'm into my paddle boarding. I've not tried paddleboarding this place yet, but I'm going to look into it and do a bit of research. You just have to be careful about tide times and currents, because it does get very rough here. To be honest, today would have been an ideal morning for it, I think, but I like to plan in advance a little bit and do a bit of research on the area just to make sure I stay safe. So we're just walking to the end of the harbour. We're at low tide, definitely at low tide. You can see the bottom. I can't see anything in the water. Can you guys see anything? Don't think you can see anything. I don't think so. Let's have a look and see what's down here. So we've got just basically rocks along here. My camera settings are not great at the minute because I've got this camera on a gimbal, but I haven't set it up right, so you might see a few bits in the frame, so I do apologise for that. But yeah, this is Pennan. The sound in winter is immense when you've got the wind and you've got the big waves crashing in. Those rocks basically amplify the noise. If you look out here, you go into a place called Troop Head, and you've got a gannet colony there. There's thousands and thousands of gannets on the cliffs. It's a spectacular place. So I'm going to do a walk to Troop Head, and also a place called Cullican, which is just further along down there as well. Some brilliant scenery and views from the cliffs, from the top of the cliffs. It's peaceful. All you can hear is like the seagulls and wildlife. It's really nice. But yeah, in the storm, I think it was 1953 or 1956. It was one of the two, but certainly in the 50s, there was a major storm which basically meant that all the houses along here were destroyed. So they built this kind of like wall to help protect the village, and so far so good. In the very, very bad storms, you do get a lot of rocks washed up onto the road, and a lot of sea spray with the waves crashing against the wall and up onto the road there. But there's some lovely houses here. You'd be surprised they aren't especially expensive for UK standards. So there's places here which have been for sale for maybe £150,000, which is very reasonable. but during the winter months when it's icy on this hill up here, you might get stuck. So if you're good at preparing and having a freezer, then it's worth doing. It's worth moving here. I don't think I could go back to living in the city now. We've got like a croft about 15 minutes from here, and our nearest neighbour is about a mile, so it's a totally different way of life, but I wouldn't change it now. So we've been going for 20 minutes. Oh, you know what? I love old-fashioned life rings. Pennan Harbour. But yeah, if you ever come here, go to the Pennan Inn. It's really nice seafood and it's top quality. It's not ridiculously expensive, but the people there are very friendly. One of my neighbours actually works there part-time, and it's a really hospitable place, so I would recommend it, which is just here. So they're open Wednesday to Sunday, 5 till 8:30. And you've got a QR code there, so if you ever want to book, feel free to. So what we'll do now is we'll head back up this hill just to show you how steep it is. This is so hard on a bike when I've come cycling down here. Sometimes I have to get off and walk up it. It's really steep. Let me show you the view on the way walking back up. Oh, I'm out of breath here. Oh, I do apologise. Let's spin the camera back round and walk up to the top. Whew. You can imagine back in the day, people trying to get the stones up the hill and probably carrying baskets of fish. And there's me just with a camera bag and holding a phone, and I'm out of breath. Whew. Let's have a rest and admire the view. It's beautiful here. Very peaceful this morning, but I'll have to come back down on a stormy day in winter to show you how stormy it gets. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified of new walks which I do in the Aberdeenshire area, and some of my drone photography and videos, and kind of like a day in the life videos at a Scottish croft. So we've got about 20 acres and we've got horses and cats and Some of you will know Freya, our rescue dog. We travelled down to Gatwick to get her. That was a monster drive. It took us about 3 days and 1,200 miles. But the whole point of this channel is it's gentle vibes, because there's so much doom and gloom in the world at the minute. I just want to create content which is relaxing, hopefully, for you guys. Right, let's get back up the hill. I don't think you could get much quicker than 20 miles an hour up this hill, to be honest. A lot of the villages in Scotland are now 20 miles an hour. So any foreign visitors or anyone not from the area, a lot of the villages are now 20 miles an hour. So we're just winding the way up. There is a couple of places to pull in if you need to, if you meet traffic. Come in halfway down. As we come to the end of the walk, I just want to say a big thank you for watching. I'll be making a drone video, so that will also be on the channel. If you've liked this video, leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever been to Pennan before, or if you plan on doing so. And we will see you in the next one once I've got my breath back. Thanks everyone, have a great day. Until I see you next time, bye bye.